Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot here with a brand new movie review, and this time it's for the new horror film Countdown, coming to theaters October 25th. Now, tonight's October 14th, so I am reviewing this movie about a week in advance, got an early screening, and I'm here to share with you all my thoughts of the film. But before we dive into the film and let you know if it's something worth checking out this Halloween season, do me a favor if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, make sure you hit the notification bell, stay up to date with all of our movie reviews, TV reviews, trailer reactions, unboxings, and giveaways, so definitely subscribe to our channel. And also, if you've seen the film, comment below, let me know what you thought of it. With that being out of the way, let's get into this review. The basic premise of this new horror film, Countdown, is you have Elizabeth Tell, who plays this nurse, who downloads the app Countdown, which basically tells you when you're gonna die, and the app tells her she has 3 days to live, and that's basically the story. So starting this review off with some of the positives, the idea, right? I mean, we all know we love our technology, we love our phones, we download these apps just like without reading anything, which is something I really kind of thought was interesting around this film, because yes, we all do it. I'm guilty of it. Whenever there's a new update, there's a new app, whatever the case may be, accept, don't read the terms and conditions. So I love the premise, because this movie to me is one of those films that actually catches the lightning in the bottle per se, where some films, like I think, and I don't know why I'm thinking of this movie, but I think of Angry Birds. Angry Birds came out a couple years ago, but it was like almost 10 years too late. I know it's a very popular game, but it was almost like it was too little too late when that film came out, and we got a sequel and so on and so forth. But you get what I'm saying. You have these films that kind of take an idea that's very popular in the zeitgeist, and then it takes like 4, 5, 6 years or even longer for them to take advantage of this film. So I think this film kind of catches the beat of the social media apps, which is, again, we love our apps. We download things without reading what we're signing up for. So I really like the idea of that. And then the premise of tying into the app predicts your death, which kind of gives me vibes of I don't say guilty pleasure, because I enjoy about half of these films in the franchise, but Final Destination, it really had those, it reminded me of those vibes. So I really kind of appreciated that about the film. And also the lead in this movie, Elizabeth Tell, who I'm fairly new to. I watched the, You, which came out on Netflix last year. Kind of fell apart in the second half of the season, but we're not reviewing that. But I enjoyed her character, and I like seeing her in this film. She has some pretty good charm and charisma, and I like to see her more in these, not only horror films, but dramas. I like her as an actress. So other things that kind of caught me by surprise with this film was surprisingly the comedy. Now, we all know in the horror genre, I'm a big horror fan, and we have the tropes of horror, the big, comedic moments that sometimes land flat, but for the most part, when the film was intentionally being funny, I thought that they landed some of the jokes pretty well. And there's some characters in the movie, I won't say who plays them, but there's a particular priest in the film that kind of had me laughing throughout whenever he showed up on the film. So the comedy worked pretty well, and there was some decent jump scares. It does fall into the tropes where loud noises and things around the corner try to scare you, and I didn't think they were as effective. There was 1 or 2 good scares in the film, and outside of that, there was some really good tension at times too, and the actual, I won't say what it was, but the creature design was pretty cool at times. And again, I really like the premise. But now, jumping into the negatives. Now, we all know we're in Halloween season. There really isn't a big blockbuster. I don't want to say big blockbuster, but there isn't the iconic slasher like Halloween last year, or for many years we got Saw, we got Paranormal Activity. So this is kind of taking that spot for that itch that we need to be scratched. And it didn't really do that for me, honestly. Again, the moments that fell flat for me were the scare moments. There were 1 or 2 that were decent and really well constructed, but most of them were just very, again, loud noises, fall into the tropes where they're trying to jump scare, and it just effectively didn't work for me. Some of the audience members in my screening got a little scared and nervous and laughed after they were scared, but it didn't really scare me too much. The overall script, again, it's a really cool premise, but then they throw in these other elements, because I think the idea, this is one of those movies for me where the director had a great idea. Hey, let's make a movie about a killer app. And then they forgot that they have to make an hour-and-a-half film with other things that interest the audience. So for me, the other half, outside that premise, the story with Elizabeth Tell and her work and her boss, that storyline just kind of was, to me, I don't want to say forced, but it felt unauthentic to what was being told on the screen, just kind of thrown it in there. And I don't know where that came from. And there were some other things with her family. It was just lack of character development at times. And honestly, outside of Elizabeth Tell, there wasn't any other characters that I really cared for per se. There's this other second lead. I can't think of the guy's name. They had some good chemistry, but I didn't really know too much about him other than his, his family and his brother and everything. And I thought that storyline kind of fell flat. But outside of Elizabeth Tell, there's really not a lot of good dialogue going on in this film. There's some good jokes here and there. The scares were okay at best, mediocre. The script kind of fell flat, and there really wasn't any spice or flavor to the direction of this film for me. So to me, this is kind of a generic film in the theaters for Halloween season, and I'm not one to say this should be in theaters and this should be on streaming, but I think this movie would have played better on a streaming service. I don't know how it's going to do in the box office, but if you see it, let me know what you thought of it. I'm going to give this film, based on the premise and I like Elizabeth Till and the idea of the apps, and we download the Face app and we're going crazy over apps and just signing up for things and not really knowing what we get into. I'll give the premise and the performance by Elizabeth Till, I'll give it a 2.8 out of 5. I don't think you have to rush out to theaters to check it out, but this might be for you. It wasn't for me per se, but this might be a film that you really enjoy. There were some entertaining moments, so I can see where people go check it out at the theater, but I don't think you necessarily have to rush out to the theater come next week when it hits theaters. So that's my thoughts on the film, 2.8 out of 5. Let me know once you've seen it what you thought of the film, and as always, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up, share this video, and like I said up top, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell to stay up to date with our content. Follow us on Instagram at Movie Files. Thank you for watching this review, and we'll see you in the next video.